So Katie, I'm thinking about having a kettle installed. I think I've got a gravity-fed hot water system. I realise that may cause an issue or is something I need to consider. So could you just explain to me what a gravity-fed system is to start with, please?
Yeah, so a gravity-fed system, we typically find these in older properties. They are a tank that's up in the loft, and you'll find that you'll have a lower water pressure from these systems. More modern properties, you'd have your mega flows and your combi boilers.
Okay, so if you've got a new build, typically you won't have one of those installed, you'll have one
Very
of those
likely.
systems in.
Yeah.
But if it's a slightly older place, you could have this tank up in the loft that's feeding your hot water.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, and why is that an issue when you've got a kettle, one of these four-way kettle taps? Why is that different to, say, perhaps a tap that you've already got installed that probably works okay?
Yeah, so your normal mixer tap that you have in the kitchen, you'd only have two waterways through the spout, so you'd find that your pressure is fine. With our kettle systems, you've got four waterways in the spouts, so that's going to reduce the room for the water to come out.
So there's a lot more going on inside this tap. You've got four flows of water going up as opposed to two.
Yeah, so you'll find with a gravity-fed system, that flow out of the spout is going to be reduced compared to your normal mixer tap.
Right, I mean, we don't know for certain how it's going to be, but it's probably going to be along the lines of something like this. So it'll function, but it's just going to be a lot slower than probably you're used to.
It's still going to come out of the spout, but it will be a lot slower.
Okay, Katie, so I've determined I've got a gravity-fed hot water system. I'd still really like a kettle. So what are my options that I've got in that situation?
Yeah, so we've got quite a few options for you. You may be happy to live with that. We want to make sure that you're happy and we manage your expectations.
Okay, Katie, so what's my second option?
Second option is the blender valve.
Okay, I'm guessing the clue is in the name with this one.
It is, yeah. So really simply, it blends the water from your boiler tank with your cold water to give you your normal mains water.
So this is going to be connected to the top of the boiler.
That's right.
And I'm going to be getting a flow of boiling water coming in.
Yeah.
And then cold comes in this side.
Cold comes in, mixes with that boiling water.
And then you get a normal flow of hot water
Mains
in effect coming out. And how hot is that?
That's typically 46 degrees.
Okay, which is pretty much normal.
Yeah, so for your washing up, washing your hands, that
All right.
sort of thing.
And this is straightforward to install for any plumber or any
Absolutely,
sort of handy person?
yeah. Really simple addition to your kettle installation. Nice and easy to install.
Okay. If I've got one of these and it's drawing boiling water from my tank, I'm guessing that probably means I need to consider what tank size I've got or whether I need to perhaps upgrade my tank to a larger one?
Absolutely, that's going to be one of your main considerations depending on personal preference, your family size and your use for the tap. So, a couple, two people, you might be okay with a 4-litre tank. Larger families, you'd really want to consider the 7-litre.
Okay, because you're literally, I guess it depends on how you're using it as well, whether you've got a dishwasher. So if you're drawing off a lot of mains hot, you may want to go for that bigger tank.
That's right, yeah, you're going to be using more boiling water.
Okay, Katie, so what's my third option?
The third option, you may want to consider fitting a booster pump.
Booster pump, okay. And how does one of those work?
So that's just a really simple pump that fits in your under sink cupboard and will boost your mains hot pressure.
Okay, so that you have that installed underneath your sink, it will boost the pressure up and just make sure that you've got a decent flow going through the
give you a
tap.
better flow.
Okay, is that something I can get from Kettle or?
Not something that we supply, but I'd recommend engaging with your plumber. They'll be able to give you the advice you need.
Okay, so any sort of competent, qualified plumber should be able to specify one of those for you.
Absolutely.
Okay, Katie, and my final option?
Your final option, slightly drastic, but you may wish to upgrade your whole plumbing system.
Oh, blimey, okay.
Yeah.
So just renovate my whole house to have a
well,
tap
if you're
fitted.
already doing a renovation, you may be considering changing that plumbing system and just upgrading it to a combi or a mega flow.
Oh, okay. So for most people, it would be a bit extreme, but if you just happen to be renovating your house or your boiler's on the way out, it could be something that's happening anyway.
Absolutely.
Right. So if you have one of those, then you're going to be good.
You're not going to have any issues, yeah.
Perfect.